I'm so happy you could join me tonight. I am Rebecca from Rebecca's Beautiful ASMR Addiction, and I want to fulfill a request. Somebody asked for a magazine and some bubbling brew and fireplace sounds. So let's start with Country Living Halloween Spectacular. Jack-o'-lantern masterpieces. Haunted house magic indoors and out. Cute and creepy costumes. Yes, and we have marshmallow ghost brownies and other sweet treats. This is going to be good. Okay, I don't want to be witchy and scary. Country Living Halloween Spectacular. This is just a little bit of my decorations for Halloween. This is table of contents. We'll find it here. Haunted house, pumpkin patch, creepy kitchen, and party time. And they go in chapters. I'm just getting the pages turned here to where I want it. Enjoy the fire. Alright, this is Otherworldly Archway. I'm gonna do close-ups for you so you can take screenshots. Anchor two tall branches on both sides of the walkway. The more twiggy the limbs, the better bend tops to meet. Secure with garden twine. Okay, screenshots, you guys. That's what we're gonna do. Chapter 1, Haunted House. Spooky season is upon us. Transform your home with devilish displays. So, I'm not gonna read everything. There's just too much. So I'll read a sentence or two and cherry pick from each article, and you get a screenshot if it looks good to you. Fun ways to dress up your curb. Here is cast a spell with these witch hats. Spray paint plastic traffic cones black. Well, that's clever. Okay, and that's that. Here we have some witches' legs dangling down from some tree branches. Hovering above floral wire you need. Pool noodles, oh that's a good idea. And then if you want hanging hats, order costume hats in bulk online and suspend them from the porch ceiling with fishing line. Okay. There's a full view for you. But seriously, if something appeals to you, take a screenshot of the description and the picture if you like. Okay, those are butternut squash. Made to look like skulls, and what's in there? It's hard to tell. Suspend a gaggle of these haunted heads from your porch. So you just carve out a squash. Use a Dremel tool to create a small hole. Okay, and these are pushing up daisies. This is the skeleton in the dirt. So let's just arrange a bunch of separate pieces of a skeleton in the dirt. That's funny. Owls. That's pretty porch. Wise guys. Fold a burlap sack in half so it doubles over, stuffed with pillow padding. So it tells you how to do that and how to make the beak some orange burlap, and then how to make the wings. Cute. I think owls are associated with Halloween and fall for some reason. Enter if you dare. Help your front door shine or scare on the busiest night of the year. Okay, so here's a wreath, front door wreath, batty bunches, cute porch. Okay, so wrap black ribbon around an entire wreath form, secured with hot glue. Don't forget screenshots. Okay, here's a black wreath from ribbons, 156-inch long strips. Oh my, I'd have to watch a video to do that one. And here's a web, tie 6 pieces of white string across a 14-inch foam wreath form. That looks complicated. How do you like my skeleton guarding the pot? Okay, cemetery. So I think it's the ghost that's on the front. Ghost greeter. You sketch the lower part of the ghost body onto white foam. You cut out the foam. That looks complicated too, but maybe not. Red door. I want a red door. Sweetly retro. Gather an assortment of old-fashioned candies in autumnal shades such as yellow, orange, and magenta, and wrap a 14-inch foam wreath. Form in white ribbon and attach candy with hot glue. That's like a fun one, especially if you can get a color theme going. I'd do that one. You know I would. And then after Halloween, I'd eat it all. An edible wreath, you guys. You only have to glue the wrapper, the candy would still be good. Of course, you probably have kids stealing stuff off your door. That's a funny looking wreath. It's green, googly-eyed goon. Yarn pom-poms. And hot glue them to a cardboard shape. Yeah. And then this one is spider eggs. These are spider eggs. Attach spray painted plastic spiders and styrofoam balls to a twig wreath form. Cover the wreath in gauzy spiderweb material to finish the look. And a candy corn looking vase with flowers on it for your front door of the spider, called eye candy. So the candy is foam. There's very cool black crow on a black wreath. Dark art. Stick a simple feather wreath to the dark side by attaching a black artificial bird. There's a whole page for you to look at. I love crows. We have a lot of crows in our neighborhood. A lot. And I love it because I love crows. Pine cone wreath. Oh yeah, I see there's yellow painted onto it and orange. Wrap a 16-inch wreath form with burlap ribbon. Pine cones, Mod Podge. Oh, this is interesting. Vintage vibes. Source colorful vintage paper Halloween masks from websites like Etsy and eBay. Okay. Attach an 18-inch craft ring. Interesting. Here's a shiny pumpkin wreath. Start with faux mini pumpkins, but will be lighter to use than real ones, of course. The 16-inch wreath requires 24 pumpkins. Spray it with metallic spray paint, then hot glue. That would be kind of pretty. Okay, we have one more thing down here. No, we don't. Stacked pumpkins. Neat. Okay, what do we have next here? The fright stuff. The fright stuff. What lurks beneath these Halloween decorations? The fact that they're quick and easy to make. Okay, nook and cranny. They look like candy corn. Here's this not so corny topiaries. Turns out decorating with this beloved fall candy is just as much fun as eating it. So you glue it to styrofoam spheres. And then you just put it in a bowl. Alright, here is just like a grouping of home decor. And you make yourself a skull lamp. Spray paint around table lamp black. Cut facial features. Wax paper. Okay, take a screenshot, you guys. Looks interesting. A ghostly cover for your chair. Beautiful chair. Alright, have a seat if you dare. Drop a white sheet over a dining chair, and one with a rounded top will work better than a square. Cut out the eyes and mouth from adhesive backed black felt and stick where desired. Interesting. Okay. Keep the chair cover from slipping by holding the seat portion in place with a few glue dots. I'd rather use a double-sided tape. Okay, those are a few ideas. Decorating for Halloween is kind of fun, but my favorite is actually just Thanksgiving and fall. Fanged foliage. Look at these faces, you guys. Look at that. These are fall leaves. Okay, so it says cut off the top center points of maple leaves to create bat shapes and cover leaves in matte black spray paint. Here is it's so funny, the hand is in a candy bowl. Eerie orbs. To create these floating decorations, print color images of bugs, bats, and eyeballs onto paper vellum. Place the image you cut out. Okay, screenshot. Here's some decorations on shelves. Several ideas here. I'll give a few shelves or an entire room a hexing makeover. So home brews. Eye of Newt. Okay, so write ingredients on the front of marker. You have to just get vitamin containers and paint on them with acrylic paint. And this is bug supply for a done and an instant finishing touch. Cheap plastic bugs and worms into glass bottles or candy dishes. Okay, cover spell. Yeah, I don't like the idea of spell books. I do not like witchcraft, you guys. That's my personal and spiritual conviction. So, but I do love the spooky stuff. Halloween has always been such a cherished memory for me as a child. Ghostly macrame. Oh, that would be kind of difficult to do. Wow. Here's the directions. You guys can figure out how to do the knots. finish each ghost by cutting eyes and a mouth from black felt. And you just hot glue that to your finished macrame project. I'm trying to get it all up close so you can take a picture of it if you like it. Move over, Casper. Alright, so those are macrame ghosts. This is a spooky sticks. Gather branches from your yard and lay them out on plastic or newspaper and spray paint them with neon green in a nod to warbly witch fingers. Okay, and here is table topper. Give your decor a ghoulish touch with a collection of blood red candlesticks. Drip red hot glue onto the holders to create a chilling effect. Okay, next we have Haunted House. It's a portrait, petrifying portraits. If you've got it haunted, whether vintage paintings or family photographs. And here is spine-chilling luminaries. You print creepy black and white images on paper vellum and then tape it to the front of the lunch bags. And you just put a, what do you put it? Some kind of lead light inside of it. That'd be neat, depending on what you put on the outside. This is just a display. Got spiders on crochet. Webbed gallery spiders and lace transform a black wall into a spooky. So like the lace is supposed to be the webs, I guess. Doilies. That's interesting. They do kind of look like webs, don't they? Alright. This magazine is very interesting. So many ideas. So, let's see. Oh my gosh, this guy is so funny. Or is it a girl? What's supposed to be a witch? Okay, so carve eyes, nose, and mouth into white pumpkin. Hot glue false eyelashes above the eyes. That's so funny. That is so funny. Before you grab those carving tools, give the pumpkin a good cleaning with mild soap and water to help keep mold at bay. I had to wash my pumpkin this year, my big orange one in the background. Pumpkin Patch, Chapter 2. Whether you prefer yours carved or painted, scary or silly, we've got the perfect pumpkin pick for you. So, let's see, that's one of their ideas right there, is that funny looking witch. Okay, now we have cut above. And take your same old jack-o'-lanterns up a notch with these carved creations. Ooh, wow, it's like a bird inside. That's cool. Cut an inch off the bottom of one small round pumpkin and hollow it out. Do rectangles for cage. You make a cage. How cool is that? Use one cutout piece to make a door. Cut out a keyhole and add LED lights. That's cool. These guys are funny. Wow, look at that. Look at that nose. Okay, so this then says nuts and bolts. So you gotta raid a hardware store for cheap metal bits like faucets, plugs, handles, locks, doorbells, and pipes, door stops, screw anchors. I have all that at home already because my husband is a mechanic. He's got all of these things. I could make the funniest pumpkin out of his tools. Ooh, those are cute. Lollipop one. Okay, let's read it. It says, sucker for fun, hollow out medium round pumpkin with the bottom fur. Here's another one, this bite back, it's called. Okay, this one. You etch away the skin on the pupils and the tooth. This one's the zip it. That's a long description here. Linoleum cutter, toothpick, eyebrows. All the directions are here. You can screenshot that right now. This one has etching in your eyebrows with a linoleum cutter. Very nice ideas, you guys. Funny. And you can still put a light in them. Never thought about carving out the bottom of a pumpkin and putting the light in from underneath. I do the same thing here, I think. Look at those faces. It says, when the sun goes down, they shine. Print and tape templates to the front of the hollowed out pumpkin, then use a transfer tool or a metal skewer to poke holes along the outline. That's smart. Remove and discard the template, then use a carving knife to cut along the design. Yeah, that would make it easier. Okay, light it up. Here's 1, 2, and 3. You can take a picture of that there. Look at this. Hear no evil. See no evil, hear no evil. And here's a woolly werewolf. And okay, this is how you do the top one. Trace mini pumpkins. Add black thumbtack pupils. Carve a mouth. Attach. Okay. Picture that. This one's the woolly werewolf. That looks like it's made with butternut squash. Look at that. Okay, cut them off into a butternut squash. Okay, gently open and remove insides. Okay, so then you just carve them out and spread his lips open. These are warty. Look at that one. Reminds me of my pumpkin. This motley crew, bumpy, odd-shaped ones, use twigs for teeth and legs. Those are funny looking. Let me show you. My pumpkin is like this one. It's right back there. Ooh, I don't know if you can see it. Can you tell that that's warty? Well, and my other pumpkin is sitting on top of the stove and he's guarding my pot. That face. He's frying his butt. Okay, here's some funny looking pumpkin. That is so funny. Spacey monsters. These aliens are out of this world. You just carve a squiggly mouth. Put in your eyes. This one's called Hungry Jack, I think. He's got an apple. Oh, this looks familiar. Okay, here's the Hungry Jack. An apple a day keeps the boogeyman away. So you can see how you cut it out. And then you just stick a fruit in there in his mouth. I think I did that one there. This looks like Dracula. Is that Dracula? Thirsty vampire. Sure enough. Okay, let's see. To make the bloodsucker, you carve the eyes, the brows, and paint a large teardrop shape. Okay, take a screenshot because I am not reading all this. I don't understand it. But very cool. Those are so cool. carving my pumpkin this year. I actually enjoy looking at them whole better, especially getting in through to Thanksgiving. Candy apple pumpkins. Those look like real candy apples, don't they? Just at first glance. Here's the bottom seam here. And a bundt cake. Okay, here's the caramel apples. Remove the stem of a medium pumpkin and use craft paint to paint the top part green. It's so amazing how that looks like a candy apple. Caramel apple, actually. Here's the bundt cake. Use white craft paper to paint a drippy looking glaze. Yeah, it does. It looks kind of like a cake, doesn't it? It's the same shape as the pan. Make prize ribbons. That's interesting. I don't like that very much. Let's see. Know your pumpkins. Those are the little munchkins. Smallest of the batch. Jarradale. Blue-green. Good for stacking or white powders. And this is a Howden. Medium size. Good for projects that require height or width and decoupaging. And this is a Lumina. Smooth white skin, good for just a neutral base. Weepy diddle. Smooth skin, round shape, intricate or detailed carving jobs. All these different kinds of pumpkins. Out in different kinds in different years. Okay, here's a lot of crafty looking pumpkins. There's a few ideas over here. Okay, get crafty, it says. Homey style yarn ball. Wrap a pumpkin with bulky yarn. So that's that one right there. And the spools. Remove stems from a small delicata squash. Hot glue small. Those are pumpkins? They are. Oh, okay. Quilt scraps. So you can glue those. Mod Podge. Okay. So that pumpkin is right at the top of this page. Right there. It's got blues and peaches and stuff. Alright. Now tomato pincushion. Green twine. Okay, let's see it. Oh, look at that. That's clever. I like those ones. Kind of crafty, I guess. I mean, it depends on what your favorite thing is. Pigs. And a cow. And a bunny. Oh my word. A farm pumpkins. Okay, so parrot, pig, and piglets. Ears and nose templates. Use craft glue to attach the paper to the felt. Hot glue the ears and noses to the pumpkin. And the bunny tray, and this is right here. That's the bunny. Trace ears and top nose. Pink nose. So it's all superficial stuff that's on the outside. Okay, and here's the cow. Trace ear and nose templates on the brown leather, scaling up or down as necessary. Corn husk, tamale wrapper. Okay, and that makes the forehead. Look at that, you guys. We've got a pumpkin farm. Animal pumpkins. That's what I'm trying to say. say this tongue twister. Boo. Boots. Boot yourself. Boot yourself. Okay, buttons. Buttons. You just do a bunch of buttons. Everything is made out of buttons. Okay. If you have buttons, Scarab Halloween display with everyday craft supplies. New scalpel or pulp clearing is required. Near the button, witch hat. Lightly draw a witch hat. Right there. Yeah. Okay, well, that's not terribly interesting to me, but somebody might like that. I like this one though, button spiders. And you just put threads through the buttonholes to make your pipe cleaners. Interesting. Alright, so did I give you a picture? Here's a screenshot opportunity for the button spiders. Here's a button candy corn. Stack 3 flat orange pumpkins and attach yellow buttons of varying shapes. So that's supposed to be a candy corn. Interesting. Mummy pumpkins with button eyes. Wrap a small white pumpkin with strips of gauze. That's it. Those are those little ones. Okay, here's a button boo. Lightly draw boo on a pumpkin. Outline the letters by chiseling out a small amount of pumpkin. And there it is. I like that. I like the boo button pumpkin. But I would put it on orange. I would put black boo buttons on an orange pumpkin. Okay, so here we have gnomes, and what is the theme here, do you think? Is it outdoor? If you have yarn, okay, weave a little magic with sitting around skeins. So, string art, yarn, leaves, lightly draw a leaf pattern on a pumpkin. Insert nails. Glue braid to the bottom of the pumpkin. Here's the gnome. Trace hat template on wool fabric, adjusting size as necessary, and cut it out. Oh, I should have showed you the cable knit. Oh, well, hopefully you can get that in there. I do like the leafy pumpkins. I'm sorry I didn't give you as much of a chance to look at that one. If you have rickrack, let the zigzag trim add flourishes to your pumpkin. Oh, that's interesting. So you can make bats out of rickrack. I never thought about that. It's just the right shape if you have the giant size. You just cut it on the wave. Cut a length of extra large black rickrack. And then this one's lightly draw a simple pumpkin face on a pumpkin and use black rickrack to cover the drawing. Attach horizontal lengths of large gray rickrack to make a grid. There you go. That's all you need. More crafty concoctions. If you have paper, okay, create a mask. Try an owl or a cat or a clown from paper. And ribbon, hot glue lengths of ribbon around the stem. That's kind of cute. And then this one is thumbtacks. Create a ghost shape by pushing white push pins into the pumpkin. That's clever too. All this crafty stuff you can do. That's the whole page. I seem to be a minimalist because I like to just have a plain pumpkin. If you have washi tape, oh my gosh, Look at those. Now, I do kind of like those. Not sure I would do this, but I do like them. Here's some screenshot for the single washi tape quilt square. That's for the first one. And there's washi tape quilt squares. Again, different one. And washi tape covered pumpkin. So you cover the whole thing. And washi tape plaid, layer different colors and widths. Yeah, I like that. I do. Washi tape would stick pretty well, I think. Okay, if you have paint, a steady hand and a plain old acrylic paint will get the job done. So that's gorgeous, you guys. Look at that. So haunted countryside pumpkin. Just lay a large oblong pumpkin on its side and draw a light line. So yeah, I mean, you have to be somewhat of an artist to draw that, but painted reverse images, the layers of overlapping the legs so they stick to one another. Which one is that? I don't know, but take a screenshot here. Cover pumpkin stem with painter's tape. Black spray paint. Which one? Oh, that one. Oh yeah, that's cute. Alright, so the stenciled stitch pumpkin. Lightly draw a stencil pattern around the center of a medium white pumpkin. Okay, it's all there. Neat. I like the stencil ones too. Okay, so we're going to go into the kitchen with our magazine now. Creepy Kitchen, Chapter 3, Haunting Sweet Snacks and Sips that you and your guests can sink your teeth into this Halloween. Okay, we start with this picture on the side here, and it is drinks. Your own cauldron of concoctions. Wrap helium balloons with tulle. So that's your bar. That's interesting. Guess if you were having a party, it might work out. I haven't had a party in so long, you guys. Boozy cocktails. Pour devilish drinks for your guests. Okay, here's Black Magic Lemonade. Activated charcoal powder. That's interesting. These are eyeballs. Tart cherry eyeball punch. For a sweeter drink, substitute ginger ale for sparkling water. And here we have a creepy skeleton green something here. It's called Swamp Thing. Bloody Marys have never looked so spooky. Swapped in a spicy green tomatillo puree. And here's the apricot bourbon brew. Drink to Halloween's favorite color combo. So they put on black. Oh, gel food coloring, I see. Okay, I hope you guys are having enough time here to get a screenshot if you see something you like. It's a big magazine. These magazines cost about $15 these days, whereas they used to be like $2. Creepy Kitchen. Sparkling sangria potion. Pop the bubbly for this easy 4-ingredient drink. Okay, cherry crush in a small saucepan. Combine cherry juice, smoking hot mocktail. Okay, here's a martini. I see you. Say just use olives as eyeballs. And fill. Yeah, that kind of looks like an eyeball. Ooh, now I'd probably try this one. I'd just garnish the drink with these little designs. Vampire Kiss Cooler. Drink is one thing, but you can make these straws, lips and bangs into craft paper. That's very clever to put that on your straw. Tape the fangs to the straw. I love it. That would be the one I would do. We've had some wonderful cool nights here, you guys. Fall is splendid. Creepy kitchen. Okay, that is a cute charcuterie board. Balance the inevitable sugar overload with these party-ready, crowd-pleasing bites into a skeleton shape. You guys, that is so clever. I love that. Spiralized vegetables to create munchable bones. And deviled eggs with a pumpkin in the middle. That is so cute. Devilish pumpkin eggs. See, get a close-up picture so you can see what to do. 12 hard-boiled eggs. This looks like mummies. These are mummies with peas on the outside. Hot pepper mummies. So, ooh, cream cheese. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Let's see if I can get a picture so you can take a screenshot. Can you see that okay? Okay, there's a few steps. Cream cheese and scallions. Oh my word, that sounds so good. Crescent dough. Oh man, that would be good. Okay, so there's those two. The mummies seem complicated, some of these. I don't know. Just a little bit healthier than candy, but those snacks weren't so great, except for the veggies. The veggies helpful to counteract sugar. Alright, now we've got some kind of... What is that? What are they? I don't know. Oh, bats? They don't look like bats to me. Bat cheese balls. Large green tortillas. Okay, take a screenshot if you like the look of those. Trying to get this close enough so you can really see it. Cheetos crumbs. Ooh. Cream cheese. Ooh. Goat cheese. Ooh, man. These sure sound good. Okay, snake sticks. What are those made of? Okay, you take crescent rolls. Okay, and then you cover it with everything bagel seasoning. And then you just wrap them around to make a certain shape, and you cut out tongues with pepperoni. Gosh, that's clever. Okay, here's another charcuterie board with more cheese and crackers than vegetables. But it looks like there's something on there. Gather your favorite pumpkin-colored goods. Okay, so it's veggies and cheese, everything kind of orangey. We do have a lot of orange foods, don't we? You can even cut up carrots on one side and have the butterscotch discs on the other. From cheese to carrots Oh, spooky trees. Can't tell what they're made of. I'm trying to see. Well, let's read the recipe. Frighteningly delicious. Spooky forest pudding cups. Cornstarch. Okay, you whisk together all these ingredients. I still don't see how they make branches out of this. Place one whole cookie on the bottom. Place tree template under a sheet of parchment on a baking sheet. Alright, well, take a screenshot and I am sure that you can figure that out if you like it. Pipe chocolate, go for the bamboo. I don't know. Looks good though. I think the little branchy things on the top is not the real dessert. It's what was in the cup. Cute. Bunch of little ghosts on these homemade marshmallow. Extra to the piping. Okay, that's just the tip. Here's the recipe. Marshmallow ghost brownies. Okay. So first you make the brownies. Here's a recipe for that. Pie spice, baking powder. Okay, here's the rest of the recipe up here. So you're just baking your brownies. Then to decorate them, you need to make the homemade marshmallow. And this recipe is best made in a small saucepan. Okay. Here's the recipe for that. You gotta start taking screenshots. Add sugar mixture to, okay, I'm gonna make it closer so you can get a better shot. Add sugar mixture to the gelatin. Okay, that's all for that one. And this was coffin sandwich cookies. Okay, for the white chocolate bones. So this is very detailed. Then buttercream filling. It's a lot of work for a simple little coffin, but there are bones sticking out between the top and bottom of these rest in peace coffin cookies. And then the orange filling. So I don't know if I would do all this work. But if you want to, I'm trying to make sure you get every part of this recipe. Beat butter with electric mixer. Confectioner's sugar, orange color, so that's the icing. Filling is different than royal icing. Oh my word, this is so much work. Color remaining icing gray using black. Okay, frost or pipe orange filling on the cookies. A lot of work. Wow. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I am going to make a Halloween dessert this year, though. These are cookies that are supposed to look like dough or something. I don't know. Hats and bats, chocolate peanut butter tarts. Bake until cooked through 9 to 10 minutes. Interesting. I guess there's peanut butter inside there. Look at this. That's interesting. That looks complicated too, you guys. Boarded up window bones. Need a bone mold and white chocolate candy melts. Okay. Pastry is... Okay, there's a recipe for that. And then here's for the filling. Where does the filling go? Alright, so make bones, make the pastry. Okay, these are the directions. I sure hope this is clear enough for y'all to see. 18 to 20 minutes. Liner rimmed baking sheet with parchment. Make the filling. Undissolved sugar. Continue to cook. Remove tart ring and base and place tart on a serving platter. That's a tart. Oh my word. That looks so complicated. There they are. I mean, some people just love to bake. I'm not actually that crazy about it. I'm not good at it. Oh gosh. White chocolate ghost cupcakes. You just bake vanilla cupcakes using your store-bought mix. And then line a baking sheet. Place 2 mini chocolate. See, that looks easier to make. Same idea here, except it has... There are 2 installed graveyard cupcakes. Chocolate cupcakes, and then you put crushed cookies on for dirt. That's clever. And these are bats made from cookies. I like those bats. Those are cute. Okay, that's not where the recipe starts. That's for the vanilla butter. Okay, here's the cookie. What is that for? The vanilla buttercream. Chocolate buttercream, royal icing. I guess both of these cookies need all 3 of those things. I don't know. So let's just start with the cookie bat cupcakes. Alright, there's that recipe. And then there is the mummy cupcakes. Interesting. Okay, so that's all of those. I hope you could get that. Now here we're gonna try a child's play recipe for Frankenstein wraps. Give your favorite wrap a Halloween-worthy facelift. Okay, so let's... And these you can make out of scones. Dip biscotti in melted white chocolate. Okay, there's those 2, and these are, oh, these look like those little cheese balls. They're not balls, they're Baby Bell, that's what they're called, that's right. So you just carve faces in your cheeses, that's so cute. So cute. Alright, what else do we have here? This is, looks almost like a pizza or a lasagna. That's really cute. Make spiders out of olives and ghosts out of cheese. It's pizza. Swap the dough for French bread. Okay, here's the recipe. That is such a great idea. These are freaky fruits. Trick your kids into trying one of these healthy treats. Boo. Roar. So that's an apple monster. I love that. And then you take your clementine and peel it and stick a stem in it. And I don't think that makes it look just like a pumpkin necessarily, but here's an apple mummy. You put 2 chocolate chips into the apple for eyes. Oh, that's so funny. What a good parent if you could actually make this for your kids. Okay, here's a little bit of party ideas. Probably not going to read all of them, but let the Ghoul Times roll. Starting with these pieced together invitations. That is clever. And then you have a, it says, okay, so the idea, I guess, is you're going to have a mystery party. That'd be kind of fun. Mystery merriment, let tenacious teen detective Nancy Drew help you uncover a magnificent detective-themed Halloween gathering. Fun in a snap. Set up a photo booth that encourages campy. I recognize some of these book covers actually. Vintage-inspired gathering where how to have fun is no secret. So, murder mystery. Oh, here's some cookies that look like magnifying glasses, and there's a recipe here. I'm sorry if I'm moving too fast. You have to be quick. Those would be kind of fun to make. Okay, gothic something. No black walls. Make inky hued wreaths. Black wire. That's what that is. Let's see, the vibe. An eerily sophisticated evening that encourages guests to linger well into the witching hours. Black, black, and more black. Table of the matter. This is a seat. A crowd farm table is draped in a black linen fabric. Chandelier. So, let's see if I can kind of give you a look at that. That's how you make all that. Oh, I hope you caught some of that. That's interesting. Here is the Witch's Brew. Oh, I didn't see it. Okay, then no, it's about the drinks, I think. Pomegranate rum punch. Hibiscus tea bags. Oh, that would be good. I like hibiscus tea. Black bottom brownies. There's a recipe for that. Oh, there's a cheesecake topping on those. Place a baking sheet. So these are the directions. Dollop reserved of chocolate batter to put on the top of the cheesecake layer. Okay, so that's witches' hats. Oh, it's all that right there. Pomegranate punch and witch hat. Cookie dough, brownie things, whatever they are. Oh, okay, Here is a little bit of home decor for, it looks very childish or young like Halloween hangout. Spiders, cat eyes, ears, nose, mouth. Looks a little bit retro. What does it say? There's some cats. It is. It says retro revelry. I didn't even see that. Okay. That's very retro looking for sure. Okay, bright. Sets the scene for old-fashioned fun. Like 1959. So here's all of the description for that. Serve yourself sweets buffet. Cute, I like it, you guys. So here's your candy kebabs. Stacked colorful gummies. And then orange you glad healthy party snack alert. Clementine. Stick black contact paper on mini milk bottles. Well, there you go. Your 1959 retro Halloween party. What else do we have here? This is a string of straws. Interesting. Family pumpkin. Here's mom. How to do mom. There. And then they have dad. Carr. I gotta read it. There's dad for you. And there's the kid pumpkin. And there's these straws. String of straws. Thread different segments. I like that. That's very interesting. Creative. Okay, we're almost done with this magazine, you guys. We've had lots of ideas. Here's costumes. All of these get-ups were sure to steal the show. Alright, we've got some gauzy and then some little girl witches holding brooms. Okay, so this one, I'm trying to get a better look at it, but I think their photographs kind of black clothing, paint face, and then drape and pin. So you can get that kind of gauzy stuff from Dollar Tree. Friendly witches cut to... I hope you got that screenshot because I know I'm going fast here. There's a little boy dressed up like an owl in front of that red door. Okay, here's the directions. This would not be easy to do. This one would be harder. Here's the mask too, so everything you need there if you wanted to take that screenshot. Okay, what do we have left here? There's another outfit that's interesting looking. Gang's all here. It's for family. So you're all vegetables, I guess. And here's cleaning. There's bubbles and a mop. Bubble dad. So he's supposed to look like scrubbing bubbles, and mom's supposed to look like a glove, and the baby's supposed to be a mop. That is so cute. And you would have to make SpongeBob if you had another kid. Here's asparagus, pool noodles, and here's the farmer. And then little girl is a strawberry. That continues up here. And then there's the carrot baby. Take a picture of that. Love that. So these are your family ideas. What else? I think we are at the end here, you guys. It's just the back of the book. This has been fun. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. I appreciate it so much, and I hope you have a spectacular Halloween. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.